A lot happens when one company acquires another. A lot more happens when one big company acquires another company that could be its would-be competitor. A lot has happened between Apple buying over Shazam. Gradually, we're going to unveil the shaded lines that wrap this purchase. Why did Apple consider buying up Shazam? And why did Shazam decide to sell? In this video, the fine prints are made bare for you to see. Is Shazam a good buy for Apple? The long history of Apple and Shazam dates back to when Apple Inc. launched its App Store. Shazam was among the first few apps available on the App Store for Apple users to download. Shazam was offered an opportunity to sell to Apple users. Little did it know that one day it will be offered a deal to release all of its data to Apple Inc. Over time on the Apple Store, the Shazam app became music fans' favorite app across the world. The acquisition of Shazam by Apple is discussed in this video in detail, emphasizing the features of Shazam, the need of Apple Inc., and the rationale of Apple Inc. acquiring the music company. Let's look at the individual history of both companies, Apple Inc. and Shazam. Apple was founded by two college dropouts, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, in 1976. Apple Inc. had the vision to revolutionize the technology space. Apple's vision was aimed at increasing access to computers and accessories by making them more user-friendly. By the way, this has been the whole idea of recent innovations: ease. Fortunately, they came up with CPUs without a keyboard, screen, and casing, something simple and sleek. In 1983, Steve Jobs' partner, Steve Wozniak, left Apple as his interest in the administration of the company waned. This was where Jobs' crisis at the company began. After Steve Wozniak left, PepsiCo's John Sculley was hired as the president of Apple Inc. Soon later, Jobs resigned, taking some company staff with him for a new company. Apple's shares suffered after it peaked between 1990 and 1996. Experts projected the company's doom and linked it to the resignation of Steve Jobs, but he was soon reappointed as the CEO. This was due to a coup-like overthrow of the CEO by board members still loyal to Jobs. Jobs' reappointment turned the company. He changed a lot of policies, forged a functional alliance with Microsoft to form Mac, a version likened to the popular Microsoft Office software. Through the 2000s, Apple Inc. reached its turning point as it introduced the iBook, created MP3 players, iPod, and iTunes, a media player software. This was the first time the company would go into the music sector. The music sector became the company's most profitable sector. With this move, Apple Inc. will become a major stakeholder to the music industry. Apple soon also launched the iPhone, a cellular phone, and the Apple TV. Upon the launch of its App Store, Shazam was a foremost app, and its decision to acquire Shazam was long made before Steve Jobs' death on the 5th of October, 2011. Apple made its mark in music, but soon did not want to pass through the long process of looking for innovative specs for its music player, hence edged towards Shazam to cover up some gaps. Having briefly examined the history of Apple Inc., let's look at Shazam, the company it acquired. Shazam, a Cupertino-based company, was founded in 1999 by Chris Barton, Philip Engelbrecht, Avery Wang, and Dheeraj Mukherjee. As a music application, Shazam was unique because it could recognize music, movies, advertisements, and TV shows, and it was mobile compliant because it was accessible by iOS, Android, macOS, watchOS, and Wear OS. As at the time of launching, Shazam was the only app that had this function. Hence, it gained a lot of traction because a lot of users had the option of tagging their favorite songs alongside the option to download it. Who wouldn't want such ease? In 2002, Shazam launched a service in the UK known as 2580, the short code number customers dialed to get recognized music. Later, the service included hyperlinks in the text, allowing the users to download the song. And just as it gained the attention of music lovers, it also got the attention of Apple's board. In 2004, Shazam launched on the wireless network of AT&T in the US in conjunction with Musicphone, a now-defunct San Francisco-based company. This move was because of the urge to reach more audiences. In mid-2008, Shazam debuted for iPhone in the launch of Apple's App Store and allowed iPhone users the opportunity to launch iTunes and purchase their selected songs directly. In August 2014, Shazam announced there will be no more updates for Shazam after August 7th. The years following saw a lot of collaboration Shazam made just to reach out to more audience. In February 2013, Shazam announced a partnership with the music store Beatport, adding its library of electronic music to the service. Later in 2013, Shazam announced another exclusive partnership with Saavn, an Indian online music streaming service. The deal added nearly 1 million songs in Indian languages to Shazam's database. This greatly increased Shazam patronage. A year later, Shazam announced another partnership with Rdio, which allows its users to stream full songs within the app. In May 2015, Shazam was launched on Android Wear, which was later named Wear OS. In addition to music, Shazam soon announced collaboration with partners across television, advertising, and cinema. Now, the quite obvious information states that Apple purchased Shazam because of its ability to identify music. That's what everyone would see and notice. But what if this buy is much more related to something else, something other than music identification? What if Apple is trying to colonize the music industry and what to mine on users' data? Let's continue. We will find out, surely, the real reason for this buy. Just before Apple bought it in 2017, in 2015, Shazam announced a move to go beyond audio identification using a microphone, largely provided as a music identifying service to users, to using smartphone cameras to identify items visually. Think about this. Just after deciding to identify objects, boom, Apple shows up with an offer. Shazam soon advanced further into object identification. Shazam's visual recognition platform was developed as a platform for marketers seeking to engage with different audiences, with a series of marketing partners looking for new ways to get audiences to interact with their brands. This innovation is blockbuster, and Apple could not turn its eyes away from the app. The marketing partners that were targeted ranged Disney and Warner Brothers to various book and periodical publishers to a series of other product brands. Soon after, in 2016, Shazam's new venture into marketing was compelling enough to raise $30 million in new funding from investors. This raised the company's valuation to $1 billion. Soon enough, Shazam made an additional step, embracing augmented reality. Now, rather than just taking users to a standard website, it could use its Shazam codes to launch an engaging experience right in the camera. Apple couldn't ignore all these enticements as it eventually paid $400 million for it. This amount makes it look more like a bargain. Given Apple's interest in building traction for ARKit, which it seems pretty clear that Apple bought Shazam, not really for any particular technology, as Apple has already developed its own core visual recognition engine for iOS, but because Shazam has developed significant relationships with global brands to make use of AR as a way to engage with audiences. This starts to explain why Apple paid out a significant sum to own Shazam. It's perhaps one of the most useful applications of Apple's ARKit technology outside of games. The company's business is already established across major brands, ranging from Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and studios from Disney to Fox. With Shazam inside Apple, iOS can further expand upon integrating visual recognition features into the camera, which it has already started doing. With or without Shazam, Apple could already build more sophisticated visual recognition applications right into its iOS camera. Still, Shazam gives Apple a way to demonstrate its AR and visual ML technology's value and apply these in partnerships with global brands. It wants to own a key component supporting AR experiences and flesh out applications of visual recognition. Apart from the above main reason why Apple bought Shazam, there are other benefits. Data is one of these benefits. Like almost all big corporations want data on just anything related to their users will serve them just fine. With a large user base comes a staggering amount of data, and data is the new oil. Before buying Shazam up, the company was granted over 200 patents around this audio recognition and other technology. Our data has shown that we can typically predict 33 days in advance what's going to be at the top of the Billboard Hot 100, a Shazam executive said in 2014. Shazam knows what people are listening to, where and when, and how those trends are shifting over time. This means that Shazam can project music trends, playlist trends, and give a perfect recommendation for advertisers on the region of these trends. That's a big plus. And Apple will need that function since it is a company driven by innovations. This ability alone is enticing to any innovation-focused company such as Apple. The app, formerly best known as a song identifier, can now also be used to scan movie posters or other images to unlock extras, like behind-the-scenes video clips or augmented reality content from a celebrity or brand. And who said Apple could not replicate this function? It could, but any effort from Apple to replicate this technology and its huge database would take a lot of time with doubtful results. But now, with this purchase, all of that intellectual property and audio recognition and advertising become Apple's. Apple Music, Apple TV, and other iOS apps could take advantage of Shazam's technology by allowing sound or image identification to feature within them. As long as Apple has no plans to take down the Shazam app with 120 million active users and use the app 20 million times each day, it will likely use the service to funnel users exclusively to Apple Music. Although this might scare off some Shazam users who enjoy the egalitarianness of the platform, still, it could also drum up even more Apple Music users while reducing traffic to the competition. Another reason for acquiring Shazam is to reduce competition. With the kind of innovations Shazam was dishing out quarterly, it could soon swallow up competitions from other music players. Yes, Apple may have also acquired Shazam to reduce competition. One way big corporations like Apple handle competitions these days is by buying them up. With the Shazam purchase, Apple is closer than it's ever been to owning the music pipeline. When you hear a song, you just quickly grab your iPhone to use your Shazam, owned by Apple, to identify the song. Then swipe to get it in your Apple Music Play through AirPods, I suppose. You may have gotten a solution to your problems, but the truth is that you have used all of Apple's products, from identifying the song to the download. And Apple can use the data gotten from searches like that to recommend ads to you. If another company owned Shazam, the data and the service would have eluded Apple, simply because it won't be linked with the Apple Music Player. Another benefit for Apple is more Apple Music users. With Shazam, Apple will be able to funnel more users for its music player. This may actually scare off the initial users of Shazam, but with good promotion, Apple may cover up for any lapses or reduction in the number of users. Another of Shazam's unique features was that it can remember the songs you have asked it about. The app creates a list of history where you can go back to and check what you have asked in the past. And although iTunes has a wish list that works almost in the same way, the list of songs you have heard recently, either with your iTunes wish list or your Shazam, will integrate into Apple Music. It can then help you to create a playlist of the songs you have asked recently about. Now that we have known the possible reasons why Apple acquired the fast-growing Shazam, we will look into the outcomes of this purchase. What's in it for users? What's the way forward? But just as expected, the sync with Apple Music and Spotify is now much more effective. Users can also sync their data with iCloud, so your information can remain even if you have a new device and want to set up your Shazam. All these are beautiful changes as a result of this merger that has helped improve user experience. Now, Shazam is firmly integrated into the Apple system. With this merger, after you identify a song, you can easily connect to Apple Music to listen to the song your Shazam has recognized. Such a great ease. This will greatly benefit iPhone users around the world with the ease of use and functionality. There is also an offline feature where Shazam will create a digital fingerprint to match against your Shazam database when your device is connected to the internet later. As it stands in the media industry, Apple is now a major and almost sole owner of the Media Lab. Their large audio player platform will get more users enrolling for their service, especially residue users of the original Shazam app. With Shazam's new object identifying function, a lot of users will find interesting use of the app. Also, Apple will likely not get any worthy competition anytime soon. Get it right. There are competitions already, but with unique and patented ideas like those of Shazam, Apple Inc. will be unrivaled for a long time coming. The number of Shazam users will rise in the long run, and this will improve Apple's revenue from its music software. Another milestone from this Shazam buy is that for searches made on your offline media library, you can identify the song and it doesn't matter where you are. Once you come online, the link to download the song will be available. The fact that Apple hasn't sold Shazam or discontinued the service since it acquired it shows that Apple still gets value from it. Unlike other apps that Apple has purchased, Apple has not discontinued the Shazam app on the Android version. The Android version is still available via the Google Play Store. This was directly confirmed when Apple presented a new Shazam playlist in the spring, Shazam Predictions 2021. The playlist is based on millions of requests from users worldwide who want to know about a song. The Shazam playlist that Apple released featured 50 emerging artists poised to have a breakthrough year based on the Shazam data. Apple can raise their revenue by presenting these songs that are sure to be hits based on the data. This feature will also improve user experience. Almost everyone will love playlist recommendations based on their search history. Getting songs that we love have become seamless. If Apple had discontinued the Android app these years, its music analysis department would have lost the data from several 100 million users who had installed the app on the Android. In the future, Apple may integrate a music player in the Android version to keep all its users to itself. And this is a smart move also. Apple now has complete control of the music section of its device, which is something good for big corporations like Apple. As far as they don't kill the Shazam dream, it is a win-win for Apple users and Shazam users. Finally, Apple's acquisition of Shazam will improve the music experience of Apple users worldwide. Android users are also not left out from this benefit. Users can get their favorite songs recognized by Shazam and linked directly to their Apple Music player. The only demerit is that the buy stifles competition. Small tech companies will find it hard to project their brand if big corporations own everything. On Apple's side, the purchase is a huge plus, giving them a robust standing against any competitor in the future, increasing their revenue, and also making their brand more formidable when it comes to innovations in the media industry. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please like and consider subscribing. Also share this video with your friends if you feel so. And please, put your opinion down in the comments. We desperately need your feedback. See you in 2 weeks. Good luck.